Okay guys, now we'll see data types in JavaScript. So basically there are two types of data types. Let me just close this. Yeah. First is primitive data types. Second is reference data types. So let's just see. So we'll go to first primitive, and primitive are of like you have string that you have already seen, then you have number that also you have already seen, then you have boolean, then you have undefined, then you have null, then you have big int, then you have symbol. Symbol was recently introduced. So these are some common primitive data types. Okay, now come to reference data types. Reference are much more tougher than primitive. Okay, so under reference you'll know by getting the names. You have arrays, objects, functions, and dates. So these are some, there are more also, but these are some common primitive and reference data types. So if I save it, so these are like some primitive and some reference data types. We'll start with primitive only in this part. When we'll keep on going forward, we'll study the reference. You have array is just another part, objects are, then functions also another thing. Dates are pretty much easy. If you won't study also keep on coding, then by default you Google, okay, I want to change the date, then you will come to know. So let's just start with the primitive. So in primitive we have already studied string, so we can say where str equals to this is a string. Okay, I'll just write here primitive, and now if I say console.log str, and where is this? Okay, sorry guys, and yeah, this is a string. Now suppose I want to check like, is it really a string? Like I'm just telling you, okay, it's a string, but how will you know it's really a string? It's something else maybe. So JavaScript give us something called type of. Okay, type, type of. So type of is written together, and you want to check the data type of whatever variable, or you can say data type, just write it there. Okay, so if I save it, string, so you can see it's showing you a string. So if I just say here, so I just wrote type of str, this is a string, and you can put directly also. See, control C, put it here, save it, see, again string. Why I'm saying type of string? Just tell me the type of string, it will return me the string. You are a string, so I can just say this, sorry, in a string, this is a string. Okay, whatever you are right, so this is a string, I wrote this is a string. Okay, so suppose you have numbers. Now you say where num equals to 6. Okay, I don't know why I keep on taking 6 as an example, let it be. So now you say console.log, you get 6. See, oh sorry, num, you get 6, but you want to check the type of number. Is it a string or is it a number? So I'll say type of, see, number. It's used a lot when you do a lot of stuff, then you should check whether it's a string data coming or number. Now if I make it like this, now it's showing me a string because I changed 6 to a string. If I change back, now it's showing me a number. So this is what it is. This you can just write type of and the variable, or directly the number, whatever data type you have, it will tell you the type. Okay, Now next we have Boolean. Boolean are of two types, guys. Just two types. Either it's true or false. So understand my point. Either something is true or it false. There are only two conditions. Okay? So it's not like you have to do a lot of stuff. Either it's true, either it's false. That's it. So if I say console.log, you have to write in small letter true. See, it will print true. And if you say type of, see, Boolean. Same thing for false. Boolean. If I directly print false, I'll say true firstly, then I'll say false. See, true, false. So how it is you either is true or false. Suppose in case of number, either the number is bigger or smaller. Okay, so I'll say console.log. I'll say 5 is bigger than 10. So this is a false condition. So it will give me false. Then I'll say console.log 10 is bigger than 5. See, true. So it gives true or and false. So let me show you with an if example. Now I will teach you if else afterwards. It's just an example, you can understand the single line. So I'll say if true. If something is true, just console.log something is true. Okay, so if I save it, something is true. If I make it false, see, nothing printed. So this is the way you can use true false. Mostly it's used in if and else only, maybe sometimes switch case, but mostly if and else only, because if else works with true false only. Okay, either condition is true, either it is false. So that I'll tell you afterwards, if and else also, but this was like Boolean. So now you have something called begin. That's not much important, so let me just tell you quickly, because I'm sure of you won't use begin, like maybe once in a lifetime. So suppose you are printing some number, and suppose you say let num 2, because I have already declared num. I'll say let num 2, and I'll take a bigger number to print. Okay, now if I say num2, so you can see the number is not printing, it's showing 4.4444e, it's changing. So now I'll just wrap this number to big int. Okay, I'll say big int. See, the number is now going to till the n. Okay, so this way you can use big int also. So it's not important you wrap here only, you can just put it here also. Big, it's a big int number. See, then also same thing. So this is what are primitive. You have string, you have numbers, Boolean, true, false. You can just check with the type of, either it's true, either it's false. Then you get false true. Then you have big int. Okay, then you have undefined and null also, that I forgot totally. Undefined, you already know which is not defined. Okay, that's not much of a case. Suppose you have a variable a, console.log. It's like you have taken the box, but you haven't told me what inside that. Okay, you have taken a box, I told you variable like a box. So you have a box, but you are not telling what's inside that. So that's like you have undefined. And if I put something inside that, console.log, see 10. Here you can just print type of also, console.log type of a. See, undefined. Here it's undefined, like in shaded color. You can see undefined in strings. I'm telling type of is returning me a string, undefined. Now you have null. Null is like empty. I have defined this box to be empty. I'll say variable b is equals to null. Console.log b showing you null. And if I say console.log what to say, console.log type of B object. Oh sorry, it's showing you object, but like it's more of a null. Okay, I mean it doesn't show null because like functions array, it shows object only for everything JavaScript. So you can just remove this. So one thing, maybe you have a question, why to use nulls? Why, I mean why should I make something null when I can just directly do this? I mean, okay, undefined, there is no value, why to put null? So what happens, suppose you say b equals to 64. Now you want to change the b value in future. You have console.log b. Now you want to use this variable. You say, okay, I can define a new variable, but no, there are some conditions in some areas. Now you have to use this variable only. So you can just see easily b is equals to null. So now console.log b, see null. Now you can do undefined like this, but that's not much a superior way. You should, whenever you are doing, just make it null. Okay, undefined are not mostly used, so never use it undefined. Everyone uses null. If you want to do like this also, just say variable a equals to null. That will be much better. I think so. I mean, it's my thinking. Everyone has their own way of coding, but I generally prefer, if you are not confused, just make it null. Okay, in the starting only. So these are some primitive data types, and in future we'll say reference, which are arrays, object, function. That are too much. Dates are nothing, it's just like normal, but arrays, object, functions are real. You getting by the name. But arrays are easy. It's not, if you have like studied like Java, so it's not like Java, and so it's really, or like C++, it's really easy. Just like Python, you have like a list in Python, you can put any value. Same here in arrays. So yeah, that's it in this part, guys.